Serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
We begin with the new information on the national fallout on new safety recommendations by the CDC. This includes a massive meltdown at key international airports as Americans in Europe have rushed to return home. Tom Costello remains on this fast-breaking story.
Late Sunday night, an unprecedented recommendation from the CDC. All in-person events of 50 or more people should be canceled for the next 8 weeks. The news comes amid chaos and gridlock at airport customs checkpoints. From Dallas to New York to Chicago O'Hare, thousands upon thousands of travelers returning from Europe forced to stand shoulder to shoulder over the weekend for 4, 6, even 8 hours waiting to get through customs and newly required health screenings. Exactly the kind of massive crowds the nation's health experts are trying to avoid.
I felt unsafe and more at risk of getting the coronavirus.
3 hours to get through customs. It took another 2 hours to get through the health check.
Chicago's mayor calling on the federal government to surge extra personnel to the airport checkpoints.
Not only are you creating a disaster, not only are you creating a hazardous circumstance that threatens the public, you risk causing serious illness and death.
The acting Homeland Security chief says they're moving fast to ease the backup.
The lines, again, that we saw overnight at a limited number of airports, including Chicago, are unacceptable.
The administration insists Americans who are still overseas don't need to rush home. They won't be locked out. The National Security Council fighting back against misinformation on social media. Tweeting overnight, text message rumors of a national quarantine are fake. There is no national lockdown. President Trump addressed the seriousness on Sunday.
There's a very contagious virus. It's incredible, but it's something that we have tremendous control of.
Those comments coming just hours after the nation's top expert who appeared with the president at that briefing was on Meet the Press.
Americans should be prepared that they're going to have to hunker down significantly more than we as a country are doing.
This morning, drastic measures are underway across the country. New York Governor Cuomo is calling on the president to deploy the Army Corps of Engineers to set up temporary medical centers.
Let's use that massive logistical machine of the military to actually save lives.
Another dramatic move by the Federal Reserve, cutting the benchmark interest rate to near zero, hoping to stem the economic fallout. Meanwhile, as some states set up drive-through testing, the White House says 2,000 labs should have high-speed test kits by today, able to process nearly 2 million tests over the week.
Number of COVID-19 cases in Minnesota has climbed from 35 to 54. Nearly 2,000 people in the state have been tested for the disease. For a live interactive map of worldwide cases, visit our website, valleynewslive.com. And let's check in with meteorologist Nathan Hopper.
Yeah, Callie, we do have some snowfall reports to tell you about. These are just coming in through the morning, again, from last night's snow and this morning's snow showers. A big winner was Lankin and Devil's Lake and Pisac, all at 3 inches. Penn, North Dakota, also at 3 inches there. Langdon, 2.7 inches of snowfall measured there in Langdon. International Falls, 2.6 inches. Greenbush, Minnesota, 2.3. And of course, Grand Forks picked up 1.8 inches measured there. Here at the station KVLY in South Fargo, only picked up about a 1/4 inch of snowfall with those showers this morning. Looking at our Luther Family Ford Skycam, the sun is out and the snowfall that was hanging on to those vehicles there in the parking lot has melted away under the sun, so things are looking pretty good if you're heading out and about right now. Satellite and radar still shows some lingering clouds, mainly in Minnesota, and we expect that trend to continue with Minnesota having the better chance of some clouds and maybe even a few lingering snow showers in our extreme southern neighborhoods there. You can see down toward the Elbow Lake area, maybe some lingering flurries. But we have a much sunnier forecast, Callie, for today. And we do have some warmer weather on the way as well. And we'll talk about all that coming up here in a couple minutes.
At least we have the sunshine for us.
That's right, sun's out.
Thanks, Nathan.
You bet.
A new view at noon, the Cass County Commission is thinking about making an emergency declaration in the county for COVID-19. They'll look into this option in their meeting today at 3:30 p.m. Be sure to stay tuned here at Valley News Live or on the VNL app for updates on their decision. And also new at noon, the Fargo Police Department is warning the public about numerous car break-ins that happened this morning at local gyms. According to the Facebook post from Fargo PD, they received many calls about smash and grab car break-ins at gyms in our area. The calls came in between 5:30 and 8 this morning. They're telling everyone to remove valuables from your car or store them in a place that isn't visible from the outside, like the trunk. They also recommend parking in well-lit areas. And a man is in jail after police say footprints in the fresh snow led them to their suspect. Officers saw a suspicious vehicle by the Family Fare grocery store in North Fargo around 2 this morning. That's when the driver got out and ran away. Police followed his tracks for 2 miles and arrested Ralph Lebo for possession of a stolen vehicle. They say his shoes matched the prints they were following from the stolen car. And hundreds of thousands of families scrambled to change their schedules this morning after North Dakota and Minnesota shut down public schools. Temporary closures announced yesterday morning in Minnesota, then last night in North Dakota. They're impacting more than 90,000 kids, about 850,000 in Minnesota and 110,000 in North Dakota. Schools in North Dakota are shutting down for at least a week. In Minnesota, the governor ordered closures starting Wednesday, but districts, many of them, including Moorhead and Dilworth, Glendon, Felton, locked their doors right away this morning. That'll last for 2 weeks through March 27th, and the reason for all of this is to stop the spread of COVID-19. And as schools continue to close across the nation, you may be looking for ways to keep your kids learning and engaged. Scholastic has set up a free Learn From Home website with 4 categories: pre-K and kindergarten, grades 1 and 2, grades 3 through 5, and grades 6 and up. Each section has 1 week of content for students with 15 additional days on the way. Each day is filled with articles and stories, videos, and learning challenges. The students can go on virtual field trips or meet best-selling authors. The website has up to 3 hours of work of content each day and can be done on any device. In our consumer alert this afternoon, stock trading was halted on Monday, marking the 3rd trading halt in 3 weeks. Stocks plunged more than 10% after trading resumed. The Federal Reserve's emergency action to slash its benchmark interest rate to nearly 0 failed. The Dow plunged over 2,600 points when trading resumed on Monday morning, while the S&P 500 and NASDAQ both slumped more than 10%. This marks the 3rd trading halt since last Monday. And coming up at noon, as customers across the country start panic shopping due to coronavirus concerns, learn how some retailers are trying to keep up with demand.